Hi friends, how are you? I have a guest today. She with me. She might be might hang out while I'm watching the movie. She might not. This is Sunny. She's a chihuahua. He's being called that. You're a person. You're a person. Anyway, she might be joining us for the rest of the reaction. She might not. She makes lots of noise, so maybe not me. So, but I didn't. I know I wanted for a while to do the Violet Evergarden movies, so obviously I haven't reacted or watched this first movie, Eternity and the Out of Memory Dolls, which takes place, I think, around halfway through her time. I'm guessing. I actually don't know exactly when it takes place. Maybe the movie will explain. This, of course, is very different than Violet Evergarden, the movie, which kind of brings to close her story with the series and the OVA. But I knew that I really wanted to get these movies reacted to. I didn't think I would be able to because, well, they're a little time consuming, but also in recent times right now, I have a lot going on with a family member of mine. Basically, to kind of put it, not to be a downer on anybody, but to kind of put it forward, he is in the hospital pretty much for cancer. And that's the family member I've kind of been talking about in some of my videos, more recent videos. And basically, he had a seizure on the 14th of November, and it took a turn for the worst. And we kind of realized, because of the type of cancer he has, he's entered the palliative stage, which is pretty much the stage where we just make them comfortable so they can die with dignity. And it's an awful stage, and I've cried and cried and cried. So if anyone's going through anything with the family members having cancer, I get it. I totally do. So it also means I'm very emotionally fragile right now. So anything, like, it took me a while to kind of cry later on in the series. So I'm definitely going to be crying probably a lot. Now, I do know on YouTube that the video, the second half of my reactions to the show are going to be out on Thanksgiving Day. This is going to be originally posted on my Patreon Thanksgiving Day, but it actually won't be posted on YouTube probably the week or 2 weeks later. So we'll see how it goes. At least a week before. And that's kind of the great thing about Patreon, that if you are a supporter, you do get current videos about a week early. You also get access to older videos that, due to how they were used to be edited on my old channel, I can't put them on YouTube without being worried about copyright strikes again. Because my last channel, Brianna C Reacts, was taken down with 3 copyright strikes in less than 24 hours. So I had to start a new channel, which is why my channel, I have all these videos, but so little subscribers, because I have all this old material that I'm just posting, reposting. So anyway, I love this series. It is one of probably the most beautiful KyoAni series I've ever seen, ever. Also, right now, I think all of them, or almost all of the videos and episodes of Your Lie in April have been posted. Right now, I'm in the middle of watching another KyoAni series, Hibike Euphonium, which has been a lot of fun. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. But anyway, I knew I wanted to get to these movies because I knew they bring the story to a close. So I think my computer just updated and something weird's on my computer. So I am looking forward to actually watching this movie. Also, I'm going to adjust how that's really bright, how I edit. You guys won't really tell the difference, but I will. How I edit this, because the last time that I did a movie reaction, it was for the Heroes, My Hero Academia movie when they go to America. And it was a really good movie, but what I did is I watched it straight through and I watched it unedited, so I had the footage of the episode, the movie, but I had lost all of my footage of the reaction, and I didn't want to do another fake reaction, so this might take a little longer to react to. The great thing about anime is I don't really pause, so I don't have to worry about that. But it means my editing is going to be a little longer, because I'm going to put in some things to kind of make sure that, you know, I don't lose my footage on my computer, or footage of the movie is one thing, I can just re-record it. Footage of recording me is a whole other thing if I lose that. So I have a lot of things. I have some things in place so that way that doesn't happen again. Is there anything else I wanted to add? No, if you're watching on YouTube, there is no sound. Partial image keeps the copyright monsters away, for the most part, fairly successfully. But if you want to watch a print version, there's a link below. You can totally do that. Is there anything else to add or think about? Nope. Nope, no, it's kind of it. But there's a countdown timer so you can follow along because, like I said, there's no sound, partial image on YouTube. You can't miss the countdown timer. Let's dive right in. Oh, it's really quiet. Oh, it's quiet. Wow, it's really quiet. For Chico? Can't hear anything. Why can't I hear anything? There we go. Because I can't hear anything because there's nothing to hear yet. I have to forewarn you because of how I have to record this. Oh man, because how I have to record this with the and that's a little too loud. With the pausing periodically, not too much, like every 30 minutes, like an hour and a half long, not very long. Oh, little redhead. There's probably going to be some syncing issues. If they're really, really bad, I tend to re-record it, but if they're not really bad, I kind of leave them be. So there probably will be some syncing issues with like the footage of the movie. So I was scrolling through, I don't think it was Facebook, I think maybe, or Instagram. Nice. Oh, I love that Evergarden music. It's so good. It's very, okay, so we kind of know where she is then, emotionally. Oh, yes, I guess we'll get a good idea of it. So somebody, anyway, on Facebook or here, somebody had posted a little prayer, he said? Somebody had posted, images of their hometown because they realized that in Violet Evergarden, they used their hometown, and unsurprisingly, it was in Europe. So, that's why I'm saying, like, these people are, like, European or white or whatever because of the setting it is. If this was in Japan, I wouldn't say that. I mean, she's blonde and blue-eyed. And also, again, the presence, the names, the language, that's why I'm saying this is more European-esque. This is different from, like, KyoAni, where all the characters are Japanese, but they're obviously made to be blonde or blue-eyed or whatever. And I'm sure there's probably by now with so many intermingling over the centuries. Oh, no. Oh. A main girl. She was sent to be a writer for her, I guess? And she is coming. And she's coming to be your handmaid. So she's stuck there for some reason. Side story: Attorney and the Auto Memory Doll. So it's a little side story. It's cute. Now, is this a KyoAni original in the sense that it's not in the light novels, or is this based off one of the light novels? And maybe it just didn't really fit in the show. Open the door for you, sweetie. This is going to be very different. Since it's been turned into a success. The York family. So she's been at the school for a while. She's probably a good student. At least I'm hoping she is. I'm assuming so because of the glasses. But maybe not so much caring about the whole societal stuff. Fossil family. Oh yeah, she would have felt that. It would not have felt like flesh. Oh, she hurt herself too because she's smacked against metal. Hmm. Mm. Oh, so they were an island. They an island with train connection. I have to say again, one of my favorite things is really is Violet not picking up on subtleties. And obviously she's grown enough where she has her dress, she has her gloves, she's used to like taking off her hands instead of using her teeth. And so this is kind of, I would assume, later on in her career, her time. Oh, the little bunny. I had no idea these two were siblings. I'm like, they don't even look alike. Oh, she's so focused on her feet and her walking, she's like blocked everything out. I'm glad they made Violet change because she would stick out in that ridiculously beautiful dress she's in. New person, really pretty. It's like weirdly quiet. I like what KyoAni does to like for like secondary killers, is that their eyes aren't big as expressive. There's not as many colors, but also I love the details they add when they want to show these people are not that great looking. Like Violet's crazy pretty. Oh, Heymane's sit at the back. Isabel also is very pretty. You can tell. Of course, Violet's exceeding because she's, you know, her training. She's really good. Look how she eats too. She like stabs it and eats like this. So she's definitely not from a refined background. So she's not even doing well in school either. But then they are speaking Japanese though, which is fascinating. She just taps her hand. It's hard to like. It's interesting because they're fake countries that are in more European like settings, but they speak Japanese, and they even did a reference of like Japanese. You gotta explain to me exactly what boku versus watakashi is. I'm guessing it's more formal versus informal. Oh, flashback. Oh, it's Isabel. Oh, and then is that her real name? It's her real name. Or a nickname. My siblings gave me nicknames too because they couldn't say my full name. Violet's just sitting there staring at him. So she's only just been there. I was wondering if the other girl was being... Speaks like a knight. Oh gosh, these girls. I was wondering if the blonde girl, Lancaster, was being mean, but she wasn't. She was just trying to connect with Miss York. I'm missing stuff. Gotta look at. She's better at everything than you. She's the handmaid, so to speak. So she comes from a poor background, probably not very good at reading and a lot of stuff, and definitely not good at not comfortable with high society stuff. And her sister. Where's her sister? I think it's her sister. Oh, it sounds like it. What's Taylor's a boy's name? I'll give me a girl's name too. I can't tell if she's trying to be genuinely kind. No, she's trying to be. A night princess. Stay well. So that's what she's saying. She's saying, hey, this Lancaster girl. The Lancaster girl's only reaching out to me because I'm a York. Not because... She has a family. Just like you, I bet. I bet she was adopted by the Yorks, because she's not definitely a rich girl. My dog is just like, Just had a nap, right? A long time. Yeah, I forgot. She takes things a little too literally. Only so long you can ignore her. Didn't like that answer, did we? Because we three feel the same. Where is she? I bet the war has given her these breathing problems. She was exposed to something. Ooh, she has really bad eyes. Yeah, so this is much later on because Violet knows how to give comfort. Like she's rubbing her back, she has her hand on her hand, she gave her medicine. This is way later on in her people interaction. Probably after, this is probably, I'm going to assume after the series. Because she's kind of, for Violet anyway, well adjusted. Held her hand the whole night. So was that Taylor we saw? So oh, right, she doesn't sleep very much. She doesn't need to. Oh, great. She was up all night holding her hand. My gosh, that's so sweet. It is kind of cute and sweet. See, once you get past kind of like the heaviness, the stoicness of her, stoicism of her, that comes just naturally of where she is, and a choice. She's just a she's a squishy little thing. And we did see that in the series. How much of a big heart Violet has. Hmm. And they're all enamored with Violet. Like all your unnecessary tension and follow your partner. That is definitely like, I don't know, reference. They say dancing in a lot of ways is very good for she's pretty good actually. Parallel to life. What's this girl up to? Yeah. I forgot how far up. Changes things sound when you see her full arms. Gosh, that much of her arm, like this much, all the way here, is metal. She's never had friends. I was right, little sister. I wonder if the wars also made them orphans. Whoa, pancakes? Wow. Really cute. Oh, it's a dream. Hmm. I wonder if she typically dreams a lot of her sister or for something that's more recent development. That's cool. I like how they took the time just to like animate time passing the morning. Like that's she's learning. Time is passing. That's I feel like this is like moments like this and other plants and flowers is just KyoAni showing off. Oh, now she's actually doing something with her hair. It's kind of cute. You saw it? Oh. I thought she would do her. Oh no! You noticed? Yeah, so this is much later on because Violet again knows to have comfort. Kind of her old didn't have time to do her braids, so it's her old hair class. Probably her real like first real companionship in a long time. Hmm. But we also can kind of realize like yes, Violet's been kind of useless for a little while because she was picking up on someone messing with her. She knew how to give comfort, all this stuff. So this is much later on in her journey. Again, I would say I would honor it's probably post the show. She okay? I can't remember how tall Violet's supposed to actually be. I don't know if she's tiny or not. And I don't know. I don't think she is. She's small though. Again, in fact, she's picking up on that so well. Oh, that's so sad, sweet. Yeah, she's definitely learned to read people very, very well. Hmm. Oh yeah, she's not really good though. shitting over there. I think Shiny just went in, right? Hmm. Oh, it's her debutante clothes. I think it'll be fancy. It's like it's white clothes, right? Oh, it's like a red version of what she has. They're beautiful. It does look a lot like hers. It's cute. That's from her friends. Hope you're having fun. Yeah, but this is also vibe. They want her to enjoy life out there. Oh, 3 months is done. It's your last day there, but we're only 30 minutes in. Oh, she's small and also Violet's strong. Violet didn't even fall. She's like, as is. That is not a dress. They gave Violet a suit. What is this? That's fancy. Girl's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. Whoa. She's very pretty. I like how they're all white dresses, but there's some different, like there's purple and some brown and others. Different kinds of white. So it's supposed to be an hour and a half, but we're only about less than 30 minutes in. There's still a lot more to go than I would assume. Unless there's more to this side story. She is really pretty. KyoAni is so good. They are so good. I kind of even similar faces are like different. They're so good at that. They put so much care in their work. So even then, for the debutante ball, even guys still aren't allowed. It's still just girls. What is this story? I love how all of them at the company are so, that was pretty and elegant, are so caring and loving for Violet. Like they want her to really enjoy herself and like live life pretty much. Girl probably can't see a darn thing without her glasses. I don't think they have contacts back then. Not that they're doing contacts now either. Probably feels a little free there. Mm. Mm. Feels like flying. You know, she's still stuck in the school. Okay. Party's over. Night ends. And Violet leaves. Hmm. It's gonna be very different without Violet for her. She's gonna miss her a lot. They are so good at its subtle shifts of a person, like how her body tightens and then the fabric reacts to that. So good. Backstory. Can't tell. Poor girl in a war-torn area of the world. So she's a runner. Keeping her hair short like that probably not only would nice your little sister out there. Oh. She doesn't know. It's not actually her sister, is he? Is she? She kind of adopted her as her own sister. Oh gosh. Look at her. She's cute. She's the cutest. She's a little chibi doll. Look at that. Oh, those fingers are tightening. She does not want you to let it go. I wonder if she keeps her name is Amy. Okay. I wonder if she keeps her hair short like that to not just for convenience, but she does so maybe to also protect herself so that way people don't realize she's a girl. Ooh, the sound of squishy, slushy snow is so spot on. Is that revenge? Again, the sound engineering for KyoAni. Also, we can't underestimate. We're so caught up in the beauty of the animation, and that is beautiful. But that's where Nene comes from. But what if that was Taylor at the beginning of this movie with the little orange hat? Also keeps her hair short. Question is, what happened to Taylor? Oh, she made a little bear for her. I feel like I should have paused right before this because of soldiers coming through. At least it's warmer out there. That's really nice. Lost her other job because he wasn't paying enough. Little like flavored water, close to soup as it's gonna be. She really doesn't say anything else, does she? She's very, very young. And she gained a breathing problem. What? So what, is she an illegitimate child? And he was looking for her? Because he has no other heirs? Oh, but she got separated from her. For some reason they separate. I hope they did really take care of the little girl. Alright, Amy Bartlett. Why? This is post show. I was right. She is a bit of a princess knight. I can see that. But we've, I guess, kind of been confirmed. Hopefully Taylor has been taken care of. Stay with her, helped her write that letter all night. Sorry, doggy. Sorry, Sunny. I know. I've shifted, and now my dog's just been like, ugh. I love the music got a little loud. I love that moment too, where it's kind of, yes, the light is reflecting in their eyes, but also that kind of shiny look they give characters when they're feeling emotions. That's on other animes too, but it was really fun watching it with KyoAni animation. Yeah, you're okay. Oh, she cares. It's cute. She's honest. Oh, call her Amy. And she called her Amy. It's really sweet. Oh my gosh. There's still so much of this story left, though. Still kind of stuck in that school. They do work in a very beautiful building. This music's really loud. Oh, yeah, that's also school. Never mind. Good night, princess. Ashley Lancaster. She looks like an Ashley. So she is trying to genuinely reach out to this girl. So she was trying to actually sincerely connect with this girl. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, I did that. It's adorable. So Taylor's stuck at a children's home. Aww. Aww. So yeah, she's being taken care of, but they just put her in a children's home. That was it. Oh. Oh. Interesting how when they left, like, he made her hair grow out. He made her grow her hair out. And they cut her hair short. She's still very young, but she's been able to say a few more words. It's so sad. Call that name if you ever feel home. Whoa. Alright. That's okay. I see you, KyoAni. Just showing off with the whole water and the sound effects and the anchor and all of that. Now we're only about halfway through this. So what the heck is the second half of the story gonna be? Unless that was years ago. That's gotta be Taylor now older. Yeah, for sure. In his blasted heels. His clothes, he's got the shoes and the heels and his shirt. Like this. That bike is scrap. Oh. Ooh, a little loud. So the first half, so this takes place over years then. So the first half of this story. Kid! Oh, she's looking for him. For the guy who gave her the delivery. So years have passed then. The timeline... Yeah, the timeline for Evergarden is very blurry sometimes. So now we're in the second act of this movie. It's a radio tower, but it looks a lot like the Eiffel Tower. Oh, okay. Oh, I love how he immediately got this reference to, like, it's been 4 years since the war. So, it's been 4 years of Violet growing and learning and becoming, basically becoming what she has become. Are you focusing on him? Found it. He hasn't changed much, though I don't see that long piece of hair he had in front of his eye. Okay. Oh, wow, she grew her hair out like crazy. Still has trouble speaking a little bit, though, but she's learned. And she's learned to read. Oh, it's been 3 years since that. So a lot of her growth that we saw happen within her first year, she was one. Wow, this timeline's all over the place. Hmm? I wasn't expecting that. The clothes that Taylor is wearing is handmade. Yeah. Hmm. They just cleaned her out and put her in an orphanage. That's kind of taking care of her, but also not. Hmm. Mmm. That's a lot. It has been time. He cut a little string of hair off. Oh. Oh. Totally my oh my gosh, my Subtitles were janky there, and I missed some of that. It just stopped. Subtitles stopped working. Weren't there at all. Can't quite read yet, can we? Can't deliver if you can't read. So the first half of the story was focused on Amy, or Isabella York. The second half is focused on Taylor. He's not slowing down for her. He's outpacing a girl at his freaking heels. She's also very, very young, so doesn't have quite the endurance for it yet. You get to know the city well enough, you don't need the maps anymore. Just gotta call you master. Not a big fan of that either. I love that the light turning on. Replace the lanterns, so they're electric now. No, whatever. You can also bring sadness too, depending on the delivering. Yeah, probably has been sharing a space in a room for years. I guess it's 4 years then, or 3. He's a master. They probably don't really try to teach the kids to read, do they, at the orphanage? Oh, maybe they did. Maybe she has a learning disability. Oh, my dog is like burrowing deeper into my feet. Oh. I wonder, part of the reason we see sometimes when the thing kind of swirls a little bit, it's, yes, it reflects like light reflecting off of it, but also kind of something emotional going on inside of that. I never really caught that before, but I wonder if we can. So over these 4 years, she's learned to slough off kind of that military identity. Not quite. She's gonna sneak all the way down to her room, isn't she? Girl's up late working, huh? Wonder what she's typing. Kinda wasn't expecting someone so down low. Kinda makes her feel good that, okay, even my sister will do that. Hmm. Hmm. My dog just keeps burrowing more and more into my feet. What you doing, Shani? Wakey wakey. I love those little moments like that, where it's just kind of like washing the face, feeling around for the towel, doing that. Oh, it's probably, this is the first time yet Taylor saw her real hands. Oh, well she's paying, oh, it looks like she's paying attention more to about the braiding than the actual anything else. She's got this thick, beautiful red hair. I haven't had her hair brushed in a while. Yep, that is the feet of someone who's getting those tangles out of their hair. Gee, I wonder who directed this with the feet scene. Hmm. Busy, busy, busy. She got like Pippi Longstocking. Oh, now he's retired. He's like, I was he's bored. I'll come back. Tommy's not so happy about it. So they are an island with yeah, it's a very Japanese. Oh, I was just thinking about her this episode. I mean, this movie, because the redhead's there. Wow, it clearly looks so grown up. To the new town. Wow. Is that her brother or is that someone else? Oh, the Kumi's gonna boo. She's got someone. She's found someone. Oh, number of letters? The letters in the word. Ooh, look at a little bit of that camera pan in the back. Oh, so good. So good. It's a new technology. It is kind of interesting that they're bringing it's a new technology, but I think other way. That's why back in the day they had. That's why back in the day they had professional elevator operators, because they were dangerous machines that needed to have levers worked. Probably. Ooh, fat kid. Did he give her some candy? Look so desperate for one. You did. I think he also kind of liked her and wanted to give her the candy. She found herself a car. Oh gosh, she's getting. I was like wondering if that was actually her fiance. So dolls used to have to be single? Oh, that's right. We experienced that in the show. Yeah, her hair's longer. I just realized that. She looks a little different. Forgot. It's been so long since I watched the show, I kind of forgot about some of that stuff. It's a minute somehow. It's plain display, I see. Where to show? Even in bad weather. Rain stopped at least, that's nice. It's like, you gotta move faster, you gotta move faster. Actually, this is a really great way for her to learn, kind of like on the go. Sometimes for people, they have a hard time like sitting still. Boys specifically, but Taylor kind of has that kind of energy that learning like this as she's going and doing things is much better for her. That's cute. Oh, the bubble bath. Oh, car. You know, that was a guy with a big fat jerk because he was plenty of distance around the road. He had no plans of stopping. What a jerkwad. Yeah, I could tell. She's wearing like giant oversized shorts and other stuff. Oh, they're doing it through the mirror. That's so good. Yeah. I guess so. She was so young, she doesn't really remember. Yeah, I can tell. It's been 3 years since you last saw her, so who knows how. And if it was her debut, then Taylor and then Amy or Isabella would have been around. I was gonna say probably around 17, 18. I guess, and especially in peacetime, it's probably a very wonderful job. Happiness gives. But in wartime, we did see that sometimes letters do bring sadness. That's okay. You got an auto memory doll to help with that. There's Amy. Or Isabella. Oh, she put it around the doll. I mean, the bear. Oh, and then her chair's next to her doggy. Oh, she's guiding her. Oh, that's really cool. Kind of give her the way of actually writing it herself. Capital button. It's gonna be a very slow written letter compared to how Violet usually does it. That girl is speed. I know, you keep falling asleep. What you doing, baby? It's nice that they're letting her do a lot of this stuff. Her kind of write the letter, her do deliveries, her hand him the letter to give to his sister. Her sister. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's been quite a few years. Ooh, that sounds like someone who's very sad. Go look for her. Give me the puppy face. I like how the clothes that Violet got her are still very much like she was wearing, but now they kind of fit her better. It's all on you, sir. Oh, he is resigned to go do it. There he goes. What's his condition? What you doing, baby? You just out cold? You so sleepy. Using the phone, the radio. Ooh, now they're looking for her. Using that big old radio tower to reach out to people. And Violet's doing something. Or just working like normal. And then, oh, that's cute. While Violet's working, they're helping her learn to read. Gosh! It's just them showing off. I mean, look at that. Like, they bothered to take the time to animate sheer curtains. And out of focus... Oh, they're on the roof. That's so cute. Out of focus towns. And freaking time passing. Like, it's... Look at that. Like, that's crazy beautiful and amazing. Seeing animation like this has people. That's why people make fun of that whole high spice thing that Crunchyroll did, because it's ridiculous. It's so hard for me to believe that those two are siblings, but I guess. A letter for him? Oh, because he's reaching out to people. Yes! I like how he said it so resolutely. I found her. Oh! He wanted a new bike. What are you doing, Yogi? You're just so cold. He's taking her with him. Of course. Not just deliver a sister, but deliver a letter with it too. I like the way she speaks because she speaks with her teeth like this. That's how she talks. She's smiling all the time, but also she's still struggling with her words. So that's how she speaks, kind of funny. She's so cute. I like that. That's the condition. We find her. I get a new bike. How you're feeling? Honorable nobles. So I was gonna say, he can't really tell her on the bike because she wouldn't hear, but he's telling her now. That's cool. So we get them traveling. We get the moment where, like, okay, where and how he's telling her how he found her. And they're still traveling. Wow. Fancy place to live. And I bet in a lot of ways Isabel still feels locked up. This guy comes out of nowhere, says she's his heir, and then it's just kind of crazy. It's a fortress. Count Villa. The question is, does the Count not want her out and about, or does she just not want to see people? Oh, it is her. She looks so beautiful and elegant. What a wonderfully paced, kind of wonderful side story. Well, she's not even going out to see her. Come on, girl. Come on, take the letter. She did. If the Count's a nice guy because he sees his people a lot, he might let Taylor live with him. Taylor, go say hi. Oh my gosh, come on. Go say hi. My dog's just like... It seems like they knew each other for at least a year because it went from cold to warm to cold again. So they probably made that every year she had her, maybe just maybe a year. So I think that's the name that Amy gave her. Come on, go say hi. Oh my god, so good. Maybe that's why he looks so awkward out there, because she wasn't come out there with him. Oh. He almost cried. Look at her little face. That is the cutest thing ever. Mm. Okay, it's cute. I like it when we do focus on other characters too. What a cute side story. I love this side story. It's a good side story. I haven't cried yet, but maybe I will when the actual movie. Nah. Oh gosh, she's so good. So good. Oh wow. No, amazing. Adopted by. I wonder who's sending her a letter. That's very kind. This Evergarden family is very kind. First they take in Violet, and they take in Taylor. Nice. You know, when I first saw the picture, I didn't quite register that that was a parasol. She was holding a closed one, so I thought she was holding a violin. And I was like, oh, it's really cool. She has these prosthetics, but she plays the violin. And, oh, look at her. She's wearing bright. Yeah, she came in such dark morning clothes. So now it looks like she's kind of. Her hair also is growing very long. Now she looks like she has really kind of maybe just embraced being married a little better. I think she was kind of sad for a long time, but now she knows Taylor's okay and the Evergarden family and all of that. It'll be okay. Very cute. Very nice. That little cute bear. Oh, the image of the little bear out the window. So good. So good. That is just ridiculously beautiful. To make our bonds everlasting. So there was a part 2 and a part 1 and a part 2. Is there one more part, or we reached the end? We've reached the end. 5-minute credits? Dang. I'm not seeing anything right now. I'm just seeing a black screen. Am I missing stuff? I'm not seeing anything. I see a black screen. Oh, there we go. Well, I'm gonna talk through the credits in case there's an after credit scene, because we got one in one of those episodes, the one with the girl and her mom, which was oh my gosh, now that was a sad story. But we did see kind of some future-esque things because Violet was there when she was a little girl, but we got to see her all the way until she became a mom. Oh, and now I'm tearing up. So my hope is there's an after credit scene where Taylor herself gets to actually deliver letter, which would be pretty freaking cool. But also, it's very kind of the Evergarden family to do that. To not just take in Violet, like I said, but also to adopt Taylor. That was very sweet of them. To assure that Taylor would learn to read, and then she would stay close so she could become a delivery man, and then also so that she could keep connection with Violet and her sister. I also realized that Evergarden family is a little older, and they don't seem. I think I can't. It's been so long since I watched. Did they lose a child in the war, like their son or something, or their kids just move out, like grow old and they moved on, so they're kind of empty nesters, and so that's why they took in Violet and now Taylor. Or did they? I think they lost somebody maybe in more. I swear I want to say they lost a son, and so that was part of the reason, and because of connections with everybody, that's part of the reason why they took in Violet. I can't remember. Gosh darn it. This is a long outro. I am glad that I'm doing this in parts a little bit, in terms of, if I knew exactly when it was going to stop, I would have stopped right before the next section. But I wasn't sure, so I was like, okay, it's an hour and 31 minutes, let's do some 30-minute increments, give or take, so that way, you know, because that's pretty good, you know, it keeps my computer from kind of going to sleep, it keeps my laptop from going to sleep, so I don't lose anything. I don't want to lose anything. So this felt more like, instead of an actual movie, more like two OVAs put together, like a part 1 and a part 2 of an OVA. It's beautiful. I really love it. It's just I don't know, it's really sweet. I really like it. I really enjoy it. But again, KyoAni, the story is so wonderful and sweet and amazing, and I really love it. I love how there was a part 1 to part 2. Part 1 focused on Amy, part 2 focused on Taylor. I really enjoy that, because and some of my favorite episodes were the earlier episodes that really didn't focus on Violet. They focused on other characters, and we got to see Violet's growth reflected in those characters, or happened because of those characters. So what Amy was going through, or Isabella now, and basically what she was going through, and how Violet reacted to her, made me realize, oh, Violet's kind of in this phase. So she knows that he's gone. So, okay, this is probably maybe at the end of the season, or maybe a little later on in the season, where she thinks that he is dead, Gilbert is dead. And so I told him, hey, again, no body, no dead. So she thinks he is dead. So she's learned to read people. She knows when Isabel was messing with her. She's learned to comfort people, hand on the back, hand on the hand, stuff like that. So we've got to see, we see where Violet is. And Violet is so kind of stoic in a lot of ways, but she understands a lot more. But there are little moments where she still kind of doesn't quite get it, so it's really cute to see like little hand clasps. It's very adorable. I didn't get anything? Post-credit scene? Oh, that's not translated. I don't know what that says. I guess we're not really getting a post-credit scene. I kind of want to. I have no idea what it says. Whoever put this... I clearly am not watching on Netflix. Whoever posted this did not translate everything. And there were some hiccups earlier. Well, my friends, that was a beautiful movie. Oh, that's my door open, so my animals can come in every time. I hope you didn't hear my space heater. It's just, I don't have working heat in my room, so I need to run a space heater so I'm not freezing. That's why I'm usually, when the winter comes, I'm pretty layered up in my own room because it's cold. So this has been, I mean, it's so enjoyable. I love KyoAni stuff. It's so well written. I mean, and if it's an original, it's super well written. If it's based off an actual one of the novellas for Evergarden, it's still well written. And it's just gorgeously animated. It's so beautiful that it just becomes, it's not just like, bad animation is distracting. Good animation really pulls you into the point where you're like, oh my gosh, that was so good. I didn't quite realize that. I mean, absolutely beautiful. Finishing off, one of my brother's best friends made coquito, which is like an eggnog. It's not, there's no egg in it, but an eggnog-esque drink. This is a non-alcoholic version of it. It's very good and just as potent, not a little bit more so as eggnog. Heck of sweet. Very good. Small amounts. I almost poured the last of it all in there. I was like, no, this is too much. Enjoying a bit of that and some coffee. But that was just beautiful. I mean, the way, like, they just, I feel like their KyoAni's Violet Evergarden work is just filled with just them showing off. Like, he became euphonium, and Your Line April with the whole, like, floaty hair, the big tears, the kind of, you know, the way the fabric moves. It's very, like, there's physics, and then there's KyoAni. There's animation physics, and there's kind of animation physics. And then there's KyoAni physics. So, I just love those little moments, and this was so filled with fun character moments. You might think, like, okay, what does the loser who decided to, like, not stop or slow down, even though he could see Taylor really far away and just honked at her and kept going at normal speed, you know, her getting wet, what does that bring? Well, that brings a character moment where Taylor gets her own clothes bought by Violet, where her and Violet connect about having something precious to them. And that kind of really hit me close to my heart. And so this was kind of a beautiful, and that's what Violet Evergarden is. There really isn't any big plot. The plot really is Violet growing and changing. Which the beauty of this side story is that it's about other characters that Violet have encountered. So the side story really is about Isabella or Amy Bartlett and Taylor Bartlett. It's not about Violet. Violet's a supporting character. And that's what we saw a lot in the first half of the series, is that the other characters who are kind of emotionally normal, so to speak, they're kind of pushed forward, and Violet's kind of pushed back a little bit, with some exceptions in the first couple episodes. So we're kind of learning about how Violet is via other people's reactions. And we saw at first that Violet's, the only time we saw emotion from her when they were big emotions, like surprise or sad, not even sadness yet. I think the first emotion was surprise, because surprise surprises you, sneaks up on you. You can't really control it when you're surprised. So it makes sense that's the first real emotion we see from Violet, through her eyes mainly. But I also love that what they would do too is they would show her emotions through her hands, because we do show a lot of times our emotions. And I love that moment in this movie where Amy's kind of preparing herself, and her body tightens. And to be honest, in real life, the fabric really probably wouldn't move like that. But like I said, there's physics, there's animation physics, and there's KyoAni physics, which is like animation physics, but like on steroids. But not in a bad way, like in a good way. I don't know how else to say it. Just the way, like, the way the sheer curtain comes up, with the way the city's out of focus, the camera panning, the way it kind of comes in, the way the light's reflected in the hair. Like, I love how she's a redhead, but they use purples in her hair a little bit. They kind of, like, emphasize highlights, which you wouldn't really think is very typical. But it also kind of makes sense because Amy's hair is reddish, but it's also reddish purplish. So it kind of like shows like they're not related, but they're connected. And even though, and also we get in more explicit moments when they're both crying. And then I forget the young man's name. He goes, "You're both the same." But I love that. Where I also kind of love, you know, again, Violet's so important in the first half of this movie, and then in the second half, it's a little bit, yeah, Violet's still important, but also our young man, the delivery man, who's all these names I forgot because it's been so long since I've watched. The way he is kind of there for the lower head shows that this company is filled with people who really care and who always try to put their best effort, like there's heart. And when you encounter companies where people actually care, same thing with movies, with people who work in the medical field. Like right now, my family's seeing a lot of medical people, and almost without fail, we can kind of tell pretty quickly who has heart and who's really invested, and who's just there to do their job. That's kind of it. We can kind of tell they're not like really there. They're just kind of, they clocked in, they're going to do a job, they're going to do the best they think they can, and they're going to go home. And that's kind of where they are. And it's frustrating because when you're dealing with someone who's going through a lot and you want the best for them, it's frustrating when it feels like the people who are working, the medical people, aren't putting their full, you know, and then probably it would be very difficult to be very emotionally forward and passionate with every single patient you have. So I understand that can be exhausting, because it's exhausting for us too. But at the same time, we can tell pretty quickly when they don't care. And what's great about this company is that you can tell with all of that they all care. They do. They all have, their reasons for doing what they do, but no matter what their history is, when they're doing it, they really, really care. And Violet, being Violet, she's just so genuine, because she doesn't know how else to be. She doesn't know how to be deceitful or to hold back anything. And that's kind of a little obnoxious at first, but also refreshing, because it's like, there's no her playing games. And we saw that kind of cute moment there. Also the end of the first part, where the Ashley, of course she's an Ashley. I don't know, looking at her, you can just tell. She reminds me of the Ashley character from Recess, the blonde one, obviously. But she goes like, I don't care about family. She just wanted to connect with Isabella. She wanted to make a friend. But there's still such a, and I love those two moments where she's kind of dumpy and dreary, and when we first see Amy again so many years later, she's wearing very dark clothes, almost very sad, funeral clothes, because she's been sad for so long, and for whatever reason, maybe she stopped writing letters because she got married, and maybe she felt trapped again. So that for her, going to that back door is her way of, finding relief. And it doesn't sound like she married a terrible guy, because the count, this guy, supposed to be, he says that they're supposed to marry honorable royalty, honorable people. And so the idea, and also he kind of always meets with the people, and where he lives is very beautiful, and it looks like where his land around him is very beautiful, so he does seem to really care and take care of his people. So she clearly didn't marry a terrible guy, but Amy being Amy, or Isabella being Isabella, is really kind of sad. And it came down to Taylor, but we see at the end she's in white again. The 2 times she felt free, even though she didn't physically, she didn't like with the school, she didn't really leave the school, she didn't really leave the castle, but she still felt free because of what Violet gave her in terms of that moment at her debut, and then knowing that Taylor was alive and well, and they're going to communicate with letters. And I actually I wanted to see a flash forward, but it's kind of nice to not see a flash forward, because then the fans themselves can kind of picture what that will look like someday, and that's really sweet. And so I do appreciate that. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Again, the KyoAni animation is just drop dead gorgeous, and the Violet Evergarden stories, whether they're original to the anime or they're from the novella, which I really want to get them now, because I really want to kind of read a bit about, see if anything got lost in story to animation translation. Because almost without fail, there's going to be some loss, but the way that Violet Evergarden is, it almost doesn't seem like there's too much of it. But maybe so much, I don't know, I kind of want to read because of how they animate it, it makes me think that a lot of the book is just people's thoughts, and not necessarily descriptors. So maybe KyoAni was like, we're going to show off. And it is a very interesting world, because it's so heavily European influence, and the tower kind of looks like Eiffel Tower a little bit, but unfinished. And so there's so many European, and like I said earlier, there are heavy European references and influences throughout that, but at the same time, there's clear references to the Japanese language. So it's, again, and then the lettering is very Japanese-esque, but it's not at the same time. So it's kind of like, it is its own unique world. And so that's kind of fun as well, because you can kind of marry, you can have hair colors and styles and geography and language, and kind of marry it however you want to, because it's in your own unique world. But that's why also in the anime I was like, oh yeah, this looks like Germany, it's like this, like that, or this sounds like this language or this language, and she's blonde, blue-eyed, and I wouldn't necessarily say that they are clearly heavily influenced by European stuff. This would be very different from, with, like I said, Your Line April, even though Kyori, I think is the name of the violinist. It's been so long since I've watched. I actually had a reminder of the young man who plays the piano. Even though she's blonde, and I think she's blue-eyed, I can't remember, maybe she's hazel-eyed. Even though she looks the way she does, I wouldn't assume that she's Anglo-Saxon, white like me. I would assume she's Japanese. But that's the Japanese style of giving people slightly different hair colors. And I mean, oh gosh, Reina, I think in Hibike Euphonium. Like, Kumiko has like brownish hair and kind of hazel eyes, but Reina has, I think Asuka does too, it has purple eyes. No one has purple eyes, but you kind of said that, like, that kind of helps you differentiate with characters. But also what I love about KyoAni and what they did is kind of fun to see kind of really pretty characters or main characters and kind of how they dialed back the details of the side characters, not some, depending on the character, not too much, but just enough that they don't really stand out like Violet does. It also kind of shows that, oh, they're not crazy pretty like Violet is, or even very pretty like Isabelle clearly is, Amy is. Yeah, so I love that fact that they dialed back the details just enough to kind of confirm, yeah, these are side characters, they don't really matter as much. But not too much where there's a huge gap between them, where it's like clearly like, are you even trying? So there's just enough detail that you get eye color and stuff like that, but also kind of plain Janes them, especially the girls. And some of the guys as well, to make it kind of, you know, like, kind of emphasize Violet's beauty and other stuff. And I love kind of her being called a princess tonight, because she's very chivalrous in how she acts, and it is very kind of like, whoa, and, you know, she sweeps in, she's there for 3 months, she's always by Isabelle's side, she kind of sweeps out again, and yeah, it was kind of cool. Anyway, I really, really loved this anime. I mean, the animation style is beautiful, it's drop dead gorgeous. The highlights, the colors, the camera pans, directing choices, the voice acting, all of it's amazing. And it just blows your breath away, which also explains why people despise the Crunchyroll original High Garden Spice, where apparently none of the characters are named after spices, they're all herbs. Because the animation clearly sucks. I've seen clips. It's bad. It's really bad. And the voice acting is not that great either. I heard it. And you might say, well, wait a minute, I forget the young blonde man's name. He goes, I found her. The way he says it, too, it's such a simple line. It could be so flat, I found her. Like, it could be really flat, but the way it's delivered. And I kind of want to listen to the dub. I still haven't listened to the dub yet. I really want to hear what it sounds. Usually, for, like, standalone movies, like, for a silent voice, I think I'm going to do the dub. But because I watched the sub with the TV show with Violet Evergarden, that's why I'm continuing with the sub as well. But I do want to hear the difference because I just want to hear it to see just how well the line's delivered. But the point is such a simple line like I found her. Sorry. Can come across really flat. But it doesn't. It was like with resolve, like I found her. He did such a good job. Anyway, this anime is wonderful. It's beautiful. It's well voice acted. It's well directed. It's just all levels of amazing. There's a reason why people love it. And there's other amazing anime out there too. You know, Studio Trigger has its own look. And actually, KyoAni and Trigger are the only two anime studios I know off the top of my head, outside of Ghibli. But they have their own styles. But there's something about the KyoAni style that just takes our breath away when they get to do their style. It's so cool. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the little tidbit of the new intro that's eventually going to be for this channel coming around January. Thank you so much for watching though. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, share with your enemies. Go ahead, check me out on Patreon if you want to support. I really appreciate that. And I'll see you next time.